be in this place, and must thank Dr. Aditya Monti to invite me here. Reliance Universal, as the name indicates, it's really looking forward to the new dawn of the new Renaissance. The forum here is more philosophy oriented, more art oriented, more music oriented. I am probably an odd man in this as an engineer. We are dealt more with material science. But still, I was lucky enough to be getting introduced to this concept of spirituality at a very early age. And I've been associated for last 55 years with this activity. So I'm reasonably familiar with what Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar has said, what Anand Murthy ji has said. And as we are seeing today, the intellectual capability of human beings has increased tremendously. And the kind of things which are evolving, the way the development is happening, something is good, something is bad. Over the years, the thinking all leaned more towards materialistic development, and that has become like the summum bonum of everybody's life. The ambitions of people have increased so much. The geopolitical issues, as you keep seeing every day. And with the result, what we see is this existing model of society is probably not sustainable. We have challenges on the environment front. The consumption is increasing so much, and obviously that consumption on one side is leading to the depletion of resources, and other side, the damage to the environment. The exploitation, the disparity in the society is increasing so much. Knowingly or unknowingly, leading to the concept of exploitation, which is increasing day by day. People were talking about the free market economy all these years. They thought that will bring more competition, that will bring more options to people. But now the same capitalistic world today is realizing that the kind of companies which are now grown, they want to capture the whole global market, and even the big organizations which are sustaining till yesterday, they are all getting out of business. Like just this morning I was reading in the news about the American industrialists talking about Amazon, that they are taking almost 30-40% of the margin out of the product price that you are paying for. And all these industries who were till yesterday boasting of free market economy are now asking for protection. The smaller countries are feeling endangered. Their existence, like we are seeing, if the large countries invading on a smaller country, they cannot survive. Anand Murthy himself has said that today, in this age, there is no place for small countries and big animals. So the small countries is becoming very difficult for them to survive independently. 100 years back, they created all these small countries, but now they are all feeling endangered. So the model of the society today, whether it is in the economic field, whether in the spiritual field, whether it is in the social field, is simply not sustainable. And in this kind of a situation, there was a need for new direction to the society, and that is where we get this concept from a philosopher, Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar, and we see a ray of hope. We see an opportunity that probably will lead us to the new renaissance. Now, what Mr. Sarkar has given, I would probably call it a concept. If you see his books, they are very small books, thin. They are not like big, voluminous books, what he has written. So it's a statement, it's a hypothesis on every subject that he has made. And that's a challenge in one way, it's an opportunity in the other way for the intellectuals to deliberate on that and see how all those statements are relevant for the society today. As I said in the beginning, the intellectual development of the society today has reached that level. People are inquisitive, they want to know more and more, they want to understand what's happening. Probably when Lord Shiva came and when he gave a concept, that was the intellectual level of human society at that time, and he gave a philosophy or the concept at that time which was suitable for that. Same way when Krishna gave the Bhagavad Gita, that was the intellectual level of people at that time, and that was suitable for the society. And now with this kind of intellectually developed society, what Anand Murthy has given is something to really meet the requirement of people today. Simple things which when you read through these books, though they appear to be simple, but it's a real food for your intellectual satisfaction. We see so much of religious conflict today. Anand Murthy in his first book, the first chapter, he tries to explain what is dharma. The characteristic. We always thought dharma was like a religion, it's a path taught to us by some priests. But he explains right in the first book, in the first chapter, dharma is the characteristic of a human being, and that what is that characteristic is the longing for the infinite. Same way in economics, we have so many economists in the world who have tried to explain about the economy, the distribution of wealth, the income. But Anand Murthy, for the first time, he says it cannot be managed independent of the other aspects of human life. And he integrated economics with spirituality. Without spiritual and economic integration, the economic model of the society cannot sustain. Same way, he gave a concept of like microitem. Many of you must have read that book. Now it's a statement that he has given, it's a hypothesis that he has given. Now it's a challenge for the intellectuals, for the scientists to do research on that, to understand what that concept is talking about. Maybe different people have interpreted it in a different way, but many people may not even agree with the way I have understood it. It's the tiniest matter that he's talking about, or maybe it's a abstract matter between mind and the matter, physical matter. But to understand that whole concept of microitem, it's a need for intellectuals to really work on it and understand how that is affecting the psychology of people, how it's affecting the physical health of people. In the book of Yoga Psychology, if you have read, he explains how the propensity, for the first time again, the biopsychology, the concept that he has explained, how the human behavior is affected by the secretion from different glands. Now it becomes a subject of research. What he has given is a hypothesis. The point I'm making is what he has given is a hypothesis, is a statement. And from a hypothesis, you derive corollaries. For that, you really need to do work on it and try and integrate the concept that he has given with what the reality in the world today. And that's why this Forum of Renaissance Universal, which was thought and conceived at that time, that the intellectuals should sit together and deliberate on the statements that he has made in every field, whether it is the social, the structure of the society, the nation building, the economic structure, or even the philosophical, even the creation of the world, creation of this universe. There are so many different philosophies, but again, P.R. Sarkar makes a statement on that, about the creation of the universe. And then people have to now try and understand the shifting poles. The scientists are also working on this. They have published so many papers on this, on the shifting of poles. Anand Murthy ji has also written on shifting of poles, the effect of the shifting of poles on what's going to happen in the environment, on the society. Now, again, what I'm trying to say here is, whatever he has said, and as I said, he has said in very brief statements, and not very voluminous statements. So there's a lot of work left for the intellectuals to really interpret that and connect with the science which is existing and see how it can benefit for the society in the coming years. So that's the brief introduction I want to make about Renaissance movement that we are talking about. And thank you very much once again for inviting me here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let me speak few words about Professor Aditya Mohanty, who is going to speak to us today on global renaissance. It's my honor and privilege to introduce a distinguished individual who has made significant contributions to the world of philosophy, academics, and social service.